Hey friends! My name is Desiree, aka Mama Friendly, and I do all sorts of videos on my channel. Cooking videos, vlogs, hauls, Disney content, a little bit of everything. So if any of that sounds like fun to you, I hope that you will subscribe and join me on my YouTube adventure. This video is part of a monthly collab hosted by Tiffany of Small Town 6 and Jessica of Jessica My Rose. It's going to be a grocery haul, and this particular grocery haul, well, all of my hauls are gluten and dairy free because that's how I eat. But this particular haul is going to be a little bit of a stock up haul because Publix was having buy one get one free on a lot of stuff that we usually buy. So I thought, let me take advantage and get some of these things because now's the time. And so we've got a lot of produce, a lot of veggies, and some stuff that I snuck in there for recipes that I'm going to be recording for the channel, so you'll see those soon. But for right now, I'm going to show you the first shift, as it were, because it's a lot of stuff, and I could only fit so much onto my stove. Before we get into it, let me remind you that because this is a collab, there's a playlist. So if you look in the description box of my video, you're going to find the link to both Jessica and Tiffany's channels. And also you're going to find a link to that playlist so that once you finish watching my video, you can see what all my friends got for their hauls this month. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So first thing I got is a little bag of salad. I've never gotten this variety before. It's called Farmer's Garden Blend. And it's butter and red leaf lettuces. It comes with tomatoes, carrots, and radishes. So I thought that was interesting. I got a big old fruit salad because 'tis the season. This appears to bring grapes, strawberries, pineapple, and watermelon. I see a little bit of cantaloupe down here. I don't know about you guys. I much prefer honeydew to cantaloupe. I feel like cantaloupe is such a throwaway fruit. Such a throwaway melon. It's like, it's just there to take up space. I'll eat it. It's not like I hate it or anything, but I definitely much prefer honeydew. So I need to know, are you team honeydew or team cantaloupe? Maybe you're just team watermelon and you hate everything else. Maybe you hate melons in general. Let me know. We've got just a regular bag of romaine for my fajitas. And speaking of, we have our fajita seasoning. And this is actually not gluten-free. These are just regular like flour tortillas. These are for my husband. This is what he does his fajitas on. So I typically make a salad and he typically uses these. That might be the one not gluten-free thing you'll see today. Next, we have some tuna because I was out, believe it or not. I always have tuna on hand, but I guess I've finally gone through everything I had in the pantry. We've got some chive cream cheese. It's like an oniony cream cheese. This is dairy free. We really love this brand. I bought bagels a couple weeks ago and they're just sitting in my fridge waiting to be used up somehow. So cream cheese it is. I got a can of this chili. It is gluten and dairy free. It's really, really good. I don't have any immediate plans for it, but typically what I do with this is that I'll air fry some French fries. I'll put this over top, slice up some green onion. If I have a dairy-free, like, meltable cheese, I'll throw some of that on there as well. So that's basically future meal planning, as it were. Because, again, I'm not planning to eat this week, but I saw it and I was like, why not? I should have it in the pantry just in case. This has become part of my regular rotation, these Owen protein shakes. I have enjoyed every single flavor I've tried, which is nice. They don't have any sort of chalky weirdness to them. Every single flavor, like I've said, is really, really good. And what I've been doing is that every morning, instead of my nut pods, I've been putting this in my coffee. So I'll put a whole one of these with my regular decaf cold brew, and I start my day with 32 grams of protein before I've even had breakfast. So sometimes, and I prefer not to have coffee before breakfast if I can help it, mostly because of the caffeine. Now that I'm doing decaf, and I've been doing decaf for a while, it's not as big of a deal, especially since I'm hitting myself with some protein as well. But sometimes, if I know that I'm not going to have time for lunch, I'll do my decaf and protein shake as a lunch replacement. And again, I'm getting 32 grams of protein. They don't all have that much. Some of them, I know that the minimum is like 20 grams of protein, which is better than nothing. So if you're already going to skip lunch, you might as well do one of these instead. I also got a taco seasoning because we realized in our last Fajita Friday, I had run out of fajita seasoning. I only had one envelope, and I typically do an envelope and a half of seasoning for the amount of steak, etc. that we make. So I had to sub in some taco seasoning to make up the difference, and it was actually so much tastier than just using the straight fajita seasoning. So this has become our new little ratio, as it were. We got a tiny little bit of cilantro, like very small little bunch of cilantro. We have one big tomato, and this is going to be for an upcoming recipe. We've got one big old cucumber, just because I've been craving cucumbers, so why not? And now, buy one, get one fruits. Right now we have 2 things of blackberries and 2 things of raspberries. Nice sweet treat, high in fiber. The raspberries are organic, the blackberries are not, but either way they were buy one, get one free. This is a substitution, and I had actually told the guy, if you can't find what I'm asking for, refund me. And he was like, yeah, no problem, I got you, and brought me this instead. So these are boar's head pepperoni that I got for free because I am not paying for this, seeing as I did not want it. I don't know if it's safe for my son to eat, and I had bought the Applegate pepperoni for my son. So hopefully my husband can do something with these because they are marked gluten-free, but I don't know if they're necessarily dairy-free, so my son and I won't be eating them. But there you go. Lots of boar's head pepperoni that is in effect going to end up being free for me because I am not paying for this. Oh man, he messed up on the salami too. Dang. He brought me 2 of the Applegate salami I asked for because I know that that one is safe. And then he brought me 4 of these random ones that I have no idea. Man. I see, the thing is that they look fine ingredients wise, but they do have natural flavoring in them and starter culture, and both of those things could potentially be gluten and or dairy, likely or dairy, and these are not explicitly marked gluten or dairy free. So I'm not going to be eating those either, and neither is my son. Hopefully my husband can do something with them, but those are going to end up being refunds because I'm not paying for that. I got an andouille sausage that I'm going to be using again to make a recipe. This does contain soy, and typically I avoid soy, but it is for a recipe. It's a very, how do I put it? Like, soy is not something that I have an intolerance to per se. I just prefer to not eat it because there are a lot of whatever the opposite of a benefit is. Like, there's not a whole lot of great stuff that comes along with eating soy. So I don't completely 100% avoid it like I do gluten and dairy, but I try to limit it. So this is something that I don't buy all the time. I'm just eating it for this recipe that I'm making soon. Now this last bag for now, I gotta put these things away so that I can keep showing you more stuff. I got a big old thing of boneless chicken thighs, boneless and skinless chicken thighs. That's also for an upcoming recipe. This is the wrong thing. Or is it? No, this is exactly what I asked for. It's just twice as much as what I asked for. That's supposed to be our steaks for Fajita Friday. I typically do a pound and a half. He brought me 2.84 pounds. So I'll probably end up separating this, portioning it out, and freezing half of it to use for next week because that's way too much. That's way more than I need. On to shift 2. Also, I got 4 gallons of drinking water. I'm not going to bother showing you guys that because A, is boring, and B, I don't want to have to lift it up onto the stove just to show you. I also went ahead and told Instacart already about the pepperoni and the salami that were wrong. So they're refunding me a little over $60 for that, which on the one hand is nice. Thank you for my $60 back. And I guess free food for my husband. But on the other hand, I needed those specific things to feed my son, and now I don't have them. So that's a bummer. But moving on, we have more BOGO stuff here. I also left the ticket open in case any of these things are wrong. I can let Instacart know that as well. I got some of my favorite peanut butter. It's the Peter Pan Honey Roasted Creamy. This has been my favorite peanut butter since childhood, and it happened to be buy one get one free this week, so I got some of that. This is not my preferred brand of coffee, but they were out of Tim Hortons altogether, and the Dunkin' Donut decaf, which I'll use in a pinch, was not buy one get one. This brand was, so hopefully I like it because I've got 2 of them. But there you go, buy one get one free for that. My favorite chai, which I try not to drink too much because this is the only thing that's caffeinated that I actually ingest. And I have a tendency to take down this whole carton. It's concentrate, mind you. I'll take down this whole carton in a couple days if you let me because it just tastes that dang good. And I'll end up with a headache that lasts me like 4 days after that. But it was buy one get one free, so I stocked up on that. And I just kind of have that in a pinch in case I'm out of coffee. You know, when I want a sweet treat, I'll have this. But again, I have to go into it knowing that I need to pace myself because the headache is not worth it. Desiree, the headache is not worth it. Just repeat that to yourself over and over. I got some thyme just because we were out. I got a little thing of watermelon because again, 'tis the season. These are so good. I've never seen this packaging before. I guess they're rebranding. But this Be Free brand, they're gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, because a lot of the gluten-free stuff you see out there for the tortillas and wraps and things in particular, the reason that they're able to be gluten-free is because they substitute it with soy flour, and I typically avoid those. These are free of all of that stuff, and they're actually really, really tasty. So they also happen to be buy one get one free this week. Extra win. So I use these for sandwiches. I use them sometimes for my fajitas. Options. So that's exciting. They're also nice and big because typically when you find gluten-free tortillas, they're itty bitty. These are not that, and they're a little on the pricey side typically, but again, they happen to be buy one get one free this week, and so I stocked up. Our veggies for our fajitas, some eggs because I am never without. I eat a lot of eggs. Perfect. So that'll do me for like the week probably. These are brand new to me. Maybe they end up being awful. I'll give you guys an update, I guess. Because again, I don't have immediate plans for these as far as this coming week. But they were buy one, get one. I have bought from Dr. Prager's brand before, but years and years and years ago. I dare say even like a decade ago when we first started our gluten and dairy-free journey. I haven't really bought anything from them since. These are mushroom risotto veggie burgers. The idea of eating this in a bun is just very, very strange and off-putting to me, so I very likely will not be doing that. I'll very likely just have it with like some veggies on the side or something, just eat the patty as if it were like, I don't know, a chicken cutlet or something. But it sounded very interesting. So it says 5 veggies combined with arborio and brown rice to create a mouth-watering recipe. Soy-free, gluten-free, vegan. You can do them in the microwave. I won't be doing that. You can do them in the oven. You can do them in a skillet. So basically, it just seems like an arancini, basically, like a little fried rice ball, but allergy friendly. So again, hopefully by the time you guys see this, I'll have tried one of these and I can put a little like update at the bottom of the screen what I thought of them. But they were buy one get one, so I figured why not? Let's give them a try. Okra! This might be the first time ever in my existence that I've actually purchased okra to cook with myself. As such, I've never cooked with okra, but I will soon. I got some of my favorite veggies, my favorite broccoli stir fry. I love this with some rice and that Thai Kitchen sweet chili sauce. I'll either do soy-free tofu with it, which is a thing, and I know that I showed it to you guys in one of my past grocery hauls, so I'll put that haul up there in the corner. But I like to do it with that, or even with like some gluten-free chicken tenders. Amazing, so good. I am really, really like, chomping at the bit for Publix to do buy one get one on frozen veggies, because they do that every once in a while, but it's been a minute, so hopefully they're due soon. because I'd like to stock up again on this and other things. And lastly, we got some seasoning blend for convenience and flavor. I've actually never bought this before, but one of the recipes that I'm trying to do in the coming days requires onions, peppers, and celery. And you gotta chop them all, and I hate chopping things more than anything. So this comes with all of that, plus parsley flakes, which I don't know if it's just me, but parsley doesn't really taste like a whole lot to me. So I figure this is definitely going to be convenient and flavorful. Might as well, and it saves me having to chop. So it looks like I'm going to give this another once over. Let's make sure that everything I ordered is actually here. So everything that you saw today, they charged me $281.90. That's including the service fee, the driver delivery, the driver's tip, and so on. That's not counting the fact that they refunded me 60 some odd dollars. So let's call it $220 that I ended up paying for everything. Plus, of course, those extra proteins that I wasn't counting on, because now my husband's going to be able to do something with those, hopefully. He doesn't have allergies or any sort of restrictions. He's just a really, really picky eater. So everything we buy and consume in this house is very, very specific for one reason or another. So like I said, hopefully he can use them. If not, I'll have my mom pick them up or something. But that's everything. That's how much it cost me. So it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of money. That's kind of the way of things these days. I would love to know how a haul like this would have compared in your area. Keep in mind that allergy-friendly things do tend to be on the more expensive side. But let me know what you thought of this haul. Let me know if there's something specific you'd like to see in future hauls. And as always, I want to thank y'all so much for being here and watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I hope you'll please give it a big thumbs up. There it is. I'd also love it if you would subscribe and click the notification bell, because I post at least 3 times a week and I wouldn't want you to miss a minute. Thanks so much again for watching. Bye!